hear this. Big guys, why are you going in front of us?
Okay.
Guys, are you set?
Thank you. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Koro Shangabashisha Nelson, Chairman LC5 Kabale District Local Government. And here I'm with immigration officers in Katuna, URA officers in Katuna, my fellow politicians, Chairman LC5 Kisoro, Mr. Abel Bizimana, our Member of Parliament Ruchiga, Honorable Roland Bish, and our Honorable Member of Parliament Rwanda West, Honorable Muntu Monjera. So we are very happy and we thank God that we are still breathing here in the Katuna border. So for us here on the Uganda side, we have never closed our border. Our border is ever open. What I can say now is to encourage our people, to encourage businessmen to come and start doing their business. Because for us here on our side, we have never closed the border. So everyone in Katuna, in Uganda, on our side, please kindly come and do business. But on a special way, I want to thank our NRM government, led by His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni, for the good work, for the peace and the stability. Because for us here in Uganda side, he has tried to manage in terms of security and harmony. I want to thank General Kainerugaba Muhoozi for the good work, the incoming peacekeeper. We are very happy for him and we are very happy for initiating this project of reopening the border. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. May God bless you. That's what I can say.
Have the Ugandans been allowed to cross over to Rwanda, the ones that are not truck drivers?
I will not talk much on that because for us here on Uganda side, the border is ever open. That one is going to be answered by Rwanda side.
You have been in a meeting with the Rwandan side and we have seen Ugandans going there. Why was there a meeting?
I can't say much on that unless we get a spokesperson from Rwanda and tell us what has been happening. That's what I have been. Thank you. Maybe if my colleague, Chairman Kisoro, and
those going to the meeting, and I've seen Ugandans going there. So what is the stake of the Ugandans who have gone in there and their passports have not been stamped?
I think for me, what I've said is enough. Thank you.
But the commissioner has been there. Commissioner, what has been
Our going to Rwanda this morning was specifically to work out modalities on how we are going to clear cargo. I am a commissioner for customs. So we normally have what we call a one-stop border post. So usually Rwandan officials come and work on the Ugandan side, Ugandan officials go and work on the Rwanda side. So that's what we're discussing in Rwanda. And we've agreed that that one is going to be reviewed in a week's time because of connection challenges. So for the start, we'll be working in our respective one sides of the border. So that's what we really picked from the meeting. The others were to do with immigration. That's why I went with my colleague from immigration. But it was to do with normal clearance. Normal clearance of persons will be the way it is being done at Kajitumba, at Chanika, even Katuna is open, the way those borders have been working. But before they would not allow any person to cross. So now it will be open. The way Kajitumba people are crossing is the way Katuna people will be crossing, is the way Chanika they will be crossing. The way it is even on Rusumo with Burundi.
Your name again?
Abel Kagumire, Commissioner Customs.
Does that mean that the Ugandans have been allowed to cross over?
Yeah, following the protocol.
Of course, now what is happening at Kajitumba and the Ugandans crossing and Rwandans coming in. And this border no one has been passing. Now they will be allowed to pass. But now they have to follow, I think, the rules of the other country. The protocols of the other country. What are they? Now, you want me to speak on behalf of Rwanda? You want me to do what?
I think I would wish to draw to your attention. the communique of the Rwanda government about the reopening of this border. The second last paragraph states it very clearly that the border operations will reopen just like all the other land borders of Rwanda and Uganda, and actually with the other countries are doing. What is emphasized therein is that priority is given to cargo trucks. Regarding the humans, we follow the East African COVID protocols. So what is very important to understand is that the reopening of the border is still within this COVID period. So what you have been going through at Kajitumba, at Chanika, and elsewhere is what will pertain here. Of course, when we talk of cargo trucks, the trucks are not driverless. The important thing is that non-essential travel is not encouraged. And this is not because of this border, but this is because of COVID. However, the ministries of health for the two countries are going to work out modalities, and in due course the public will be informed about the normal smooth travel. I'm Grace J. Marcelino. I'm Assistant Commissioner, Immigration Inspections.
We just wanted to know, you said, so what happens when the drivers reach here?
The drivers of cargo trucks have priority to move. If there are emergencies, there are modalities they have been handling, that's how they will be handled. That's why we talked of non-essential travel. Essential travel has priority. Non-essential travel will be worked out in the framework of the two ministries of health. Otherwise, what is pertaining now is the protocols of the East African community.
What happens on your side when the drivers reach here?
What happens?
The commissioner has stated it here. The chairman has stated it here. Uganda borders to every country have been open. We have no restrictions whatsoever.
We just wanted to know if, let's say, from the other side, the truck comes, what is it that you're looking out?
The first truck has just entered Uganda, and the drivers have been cleared. And we are waiting for other trucks from both directions. Trucks from Uganda into Rwanda are welcome. Trucks from Rwanda into Uganda are welcome.
So when they come in terms of checks and what?
Now, that is a detail. That is a detail. But the customs, what do you call them? The customs requirements have got to be met with. The port health requirements have got to be met with. And the normal immigration requirements have got to be met with. Maybe just to remind you, since I happen to work with immigration, remember that Rwanda and Uganda are members of the East African community. Uganda and Rwanda also belong to the Northern Corridor Transport Arrangement, whereby even with national identity cards of either countries can work. The only clarification is it should be essential travel. And of course also residents of either country. If you are a Ugandan resident in Rwanda, it's essential travel. If you are Rwandan resident in Uganda, it is essential travel.
What is that travel that is not essential?
Casual visits are non-essential travel.
And those will travel after the modalities have been worked out?
Yeah, those will be clarified. The modalities for that travel will be clarified in due course.
So is it still forbidden right now?
It's not forbidden.
So what you're basically not clear. You're saying the non-essential travel the modality will be communicated in due course. Again, at the same time, you're telling us that it's not forbidden.
Colleagues worldwide, non-essential travel is discouraged. Not so?
If someone came and they were going to Rwanda on a tour, what happened?
If it is essential travel, you'll be cleared. If it's non-essential travel, you'll be advised how to handle it.
How are the tourists going to be handled?
I think we will have to get clarification from the relevant ministries, particularly the Ministry of Health. For us here, we were here to work out modalities and the framework of the normal and cleared travel.
What's the fate of the Ugandans that we just saw
I think there are relevant officers. Let them go in. They will be assisted appropriately.
Thank you. Can you repeat for us maybe one or two things in Uganda? Meeting at Ambud data.
Meeting yabadde nungi. Twasenkanye ne officers b'e Rwanda kuteeka kw'emitendera eginayitibwamu abantu baffe okusobola okuyitamu. Nga bwe mukimanyi tuli mu biseera bya COVID, okutambula okutali essential, it is not encouraged. So Rwanda has agreed to open this border and priority will be given to cargo trucks.
Rwanda Kiriza.
Okay, Rwanda Kiriza. Tukitandike bupya. I'm very sorry my Uganda is like that. Naye kyembadde ngamba is Rwanda Kiriza ebyamaguzi ebya Uganda okuyingira n'ababigenderako, n'abava Rwanda okuyingira Uganda n'ababigenderako. Abatuuze abamawanga gombi nabo bayitawo. Naye okutambula okutali nani essential okwe amawanga gombi gagenda kuteeka kw'emitendera omwe abantu banayitira okugenda mu mawanga ago. Emitendera tugisuubira mu weeks ndowooza ng'emu oba bbiri.
Kati abo ab'enkizo be baliwa n'abatali ba nkizo be baliwa?
Enkizo kye kiki? Essential. Priority is enkizo ebyamaguzi n'ababiriko ababigenderako.
Ate bana bagenda mu byokwejalabya oba n'abalambuzi?
Abalambuzi ab'okwejalabya mulindirireko bajja kubabuulira bwe kinaatambula.
Sofa leero ebintu biri bitya okuva lwe yaguddwawo?
Motoka zayisewo, abantu bayingidde, ate tubadde Rwanda balindiridde motoka eziva Uganda, naffe Uganda tulindirire motoka eziva Rwanda.
Biri bitya abantu okusinziira nga bwe kyali nga tennaggalawo, abantu bazze, motoka zizze oba?
Kiri bulungi.
Wow, those are part of the people or the Ugandan delegation which represented us on the other ends of Rwanda. That is the communication, what really happened in the other ends. And as you have heard, only essential workers or essential migrants will be. Let us get the Uganda version.
Borders zaffe bwe zisobola okukola awamu. Tulina concept bagiyita one stop border post. Abantu b'e Rwanda bajja ne bakolera Uganda, n'ab'e Uganda ne bagenda ne bakolera e Rwanda. Kati kye tubadde tuteesaako. Naye omukulu gwe tusanzeeyo atugambye luno lwe lunaku olusoose. Tetunamba na kumanya ba staff bameka be muyineeyo, naffe be tuyina. Kati ne bagamba tu reviewing mu weekage emu. Tulabe oba tunaatandika bali batuule eri naffe tutuule eno. Naye nga kyangu yekyo kubanga bw'oba ova Rwanda ng'olina ebyamaguzi bijja Uganda opaakinga mu Uganda. Kati ab'e Rwanda ne bakolerako e Uganda. Bw'oba olina ebiva e Uganda nga bigenda e Rwanda opaakinga Rwanda. Ab'e Uganda ne bakolerako e Rwanda. Kyanguwa mu kifo ky'okusooka kupaakinga wano ne bakolako ate n'odda eri ne bakolako. Kye tubadde tuteesaako. Naye tukanyiza mu wiiki emu tuddemu ne ba border managers bonna nga boogera mu wiiki tulabe bwe kisobola okukola mu wiiki emu. Naye nga baadde batulinze nnyo baagala ebintu biyiike e Rwanda. Naffe ne tubagamba tulinze ebyammwe biyiike ewaffe. Era tulinze tulabe olunaku nga bwe lunaagenda leero.
Bwenga owa URA okuva lwe mwaguddewo emmotoka z'ebyamaguzi wakabalayo mmeka okusinziira we byali nga tebannaggalawo ne leero?
Kuva ku makya twakiryalinze eyo gye mwalabye. Naye batugambye waliwo abatika kati waliwo be naawulidde awadde bayita eri Mirama Hills Kagitumba basaziza tike kubanga wano wampi basasula sente ntono bwe bayita wano. Bwe baba bava e Congo bava Kampala bagambye bagenda kuyita wano. So tusuubira boda eno egenda kubeera bize nga bwe yali. Kubanga nga tebanabagigala twali tukola truck nga 8 eziyingira 8 eziva eno e Rwanda. Zo nga 16.
Naye leero mwakalaba yemu. Leero mwakalaba.
Anti twakagulawo nawo birabye. Kati wadde oyagala zijenga nga twakagulawo bwe tuti.
Enguudo tezitaganyiza mirimu.
Tulabanga muli lwaki muluddewo mwake mukimanyi nti okukolera mu kadde mulongoosa sayidi.
Nenda gavumenti ekoze kyekisoboka, njagala namwe musiimeko gavumenti. Zino sente zikola luno oluguudo lwe mulaba we bakola wonna. Sente za Uganda za muwiza wa musolo. World Bank yatuyambako ku kizimbe kiri kye mulaba eri. Contract y'abana abantu abakola eggwako nga gwa kusatu ogw'omwaka guno. Naye kyolaba kye basigaziza luguudo verification shed bagimaze, we tutuula offices zawedde, wali we bakolera scanning bamazeewo, basigaziza oluguudo lwokka. Nze ndowooza bali mu budde. By March they will have finished this road. Naye era twaguddewo mu bwangu. Already bali mu kukola patch eno emotoka we zinaaba ziyita side yene ya barrier. Senze ndowooza tubawe ku wiiki emu wajja kuba wateredde wano.
Oludde eri musisinkanye baani?
Betumiitinze bali abakulira border eyeri eri aba immigration bakulira border. Naye mubaddeyo n'abakula abalala aba revenue, aba Rwanda Revenue Authority. Naye ng'olaba ebintu bya tukoleze tutya kwanguwa. Naye nga bakama baffe eri bakimaze border zaguddewo.
What it was in English, that bit of the road. You look, Ugandan side seems to have been unprepared for this, because we see construction still going on. Why has it taken so long?
You cannot say we have been unprepared. This contract for constructing Katuna border, if you were here before, we did not have these structures. So I want to thank government that they are able to expand Katuna one-stop border. It used to be a small house there at the entrance. Now, within 2 years, if you have already finished the freight house and the offices were already occupied, and you're just left with just a road which trucks will go, I don't think we were unprepared. We are ready, and we are even saying trucks can still pass because the contractor is on site and can always move the trucks, and they have done already a traffic flow management that is going to guide the trucks as they go. So my thinking is that let's give them time. They are finishing their contract in March. March is not very far, and the whole one-stop border post will be done.
Okay.
Wow, that has been a brief of what exactly is happening here. It has been made very clear that the essential travelers or people who are not among the business community, for now they're not allowed to cross to the Rwandan side or even cross from the Rwandan side to the Ugandan side. There is a sense of hope that the two countries have agreed to reopen the border after nearly 3 years of closure. This is a good news coming in for either people living from Rwanda or in the ends of Uganda. The commissioners, the other people who have been here have totally said it all, and I have nothing to add on other than to remind you nti obwedda tuline ku Star TV abalabi baffe ababadde balaba byonna ebigenda mu maaso wano e Katuna, naddala abadde balindiridde okuwulira amawulire ag'okuggulawo ensalo eno eyali yaggalwa mu myaka 3 egiyise. Kirabika kati amawulire ag'essuubi mugafunye nti booda eguddwa, wabula okubaddiramu nti mu kaseera kano amawanga gombiri gakkaanyiza nti bajja kwewamu ebbanga lya wiiki emu okulaba nga batereeza ebyo ebinaasobozesa abo abatali nnyo kwabo ab'enkizo. Nja kukozesa ekigambo ekyo nti ab'enkizo bokka be bagenda mu kaseera kano okukkirizibwa okusala okuva ku ludda olwa Uganda okudda e Rwanda oba okuva e Rwanda okudda e Uganda. Bano ngenda kukyala, ngenda kwabya lumbe, ngenda kusanyukamuko. Mu kiseera kino mwe mutegezeddwa nti mugira mwesonyiwa okuyita mu bitundu bino, wabula ntwala byamaguzi mwe mukkirizibwa okusala kasita munaagoberera emitendera egiteekeddwawo naddala okukebera COVID-19 n'ebirala nga bwe binaaba birambikiddwa. I've been here with my colleague Dennis Sigoa, and as we sign out, I just want to bring in him for a 1-minute chip in and give us his analysis of how the communication which has been brought from the other ends, he will be receiving it. I don't know if he's agreeing or disagreeing with it, or it is a relief to him. Oh, Dennis, the communication has been clear. Non-essentials for now they are being advised to stay away. Do you really buy this idea?
I think it has been, of course, there was that excitement, We've talked to the local community, and maybe I can take it from here. We've talked to the local community, and they are very, very excited. But it looks like from the communication that is coming from the officials, especially from the Ugandan side, it looks like the expectation, we were expecting people to walk in and out, like it used to be 3 or 4 years back, but that might not be the case, because what is happening is that from the communication we've got from the customs officer, the Ugandan, that is Kagame, I might have to move in a bit far, just have to move a bit far, just to avoid the distraction. I have to move in because there is a press briefing that is ongoing, and we don't want to interrupt because it looks like as I'm talking, my colleagues are also feeling it, like probably my voice is being taken into the Q&A. So from what we are hearing is that for a Ugandan who will be traveling from Rwanda from Uganda to Rwanda, as well as Rwanda to Uganda, there is a likelihood of you probably not being allowed if it's not essential. Essential means that it should be you're traveling for that very important cause. Probably it might be a conference, maybe you might be going to see a relative or something like that. Essential, you can actually, that is how it is. So the challenge, it's there was expectation, you see, from what we've been watching on the media, like we're expecting to see people running in and out. But of course there are issues here, and the other big concern is about the COVID-19, whereby tests have to be done. It's not business as usual, because 3 years down the road we are in the COVID era, whereby you have to have the negative, you have to come here with a COVID certificate, and it has to be negative for you to be allowed in, either into Uganda or maybe into Rwanda. So it looks like still it's not as much as we expected, but of course there's from what we've heard from the officials we've talked to, there's a lot of positivity, there's a lot of expectation, and as you've heard, essential for trucks that will be crossing in and out, that one is allowed. But still there are processes, because this is supposed to be a one-stop border post, so there must be some clearance that has to be done for this to take place here. And we'll be taking you back to the broadcast house at UBC, and as we'll keep you posted as events unfold.